It's been a cool and wet June so far, but that is about to change. Temperatures are about to jump up. Now, I know many of us have been looking forward to some warmer weather, but this isn't a spell of pleasant, warm sunshine. Far from it. This is a big jump in temperatures. We really are going to see the mercury rising as we go into next week. For some, it's going to turn hot. Uncomfortably hot because the humidity will be building as well. Difficult conditions for sleeping at night. And that combination of heat, energy and humidity brings the real threat of some violent thunderstorms, significant downpours, large hail and gusty winds as well. What's going on? Well, let's take a look at the bigger picture and take a look at what's happened in summer so far. Because if we take a look at the jet stream, that fast-moving ribbon of air high up in the atmosphere that tends to dictate our weather patterns, it's been blocked over much of June so far. It's been in this kind of shape, and we call this an omega block because it's shaped like the Greek letter omega. Now, this means the weather doesn't shift very far, and it's in this little dip, if you like, that low pressure systems develop, and we've had a low pressure system sitting across the UK for much of the month. That's why it's been wet, and that's why it's been cool. As we go into next week, things aren't changing dramatically, but we are seeing a shift, a subtle shift in the jet stream. It's going to be moving itself a little bit further west, keeping that same blocked pattern, but just that subtle shift could have big impacts because it's in here where the low pressure systems are likely to sit. So with the low down further to the southwest of the UK, that is allowing hot air to be drawn up, not just from France, not just from Spain, but actually from North Africa. This is hot air heading our way. Let's take a closer look at that heat as it builds over the next few days. Temperatures will be rising through the weekend, so it will be quite pleasant on Saturday. By Sunday, here's the UK. You can see that hot red air across France and across Spain. Let's zoom in a little bit because, as I said, on Sunday, temperatures starting to rise. But let's run through the sequence over the next few days, and you can see pulses of hot air, the darker orange colours moving across the UK. We'll see that first pulse really on Sunday night that will spark some thunderstorms, and then further pulses of hot air during Tuesday and Wednesday. The heat, the humidity, likely to cause some problems. As I said at the start, likely to cause some big thunderstorms. These thunderstorms will be slightly different, more intense beasts to the ones that we've seen over recent weeks. With more energy comes the potential for more heavy rainfall. So we are talking about violent storms, possibly dropping a month's worth of rain in an hour or so. Torrential rain falling onto saturated ground. So that could cause some flooding, large hailstones, potentially damaging hailstones, and also the potential for some violent gusts of winds as well. So yes, temperatures are rising. It is going to be warmer. There will still be some sunshine, but there is the potential also for some pretty nasty weather out and about. Now, there are already warnings in force, but if you're in a warning area, it doesn't necessarily going to mean you're going to catch one of those thundery downpours. They will be hit and miss. So forecasting for individual events or locations is quite tricky at this lead time. Of course, it's Glastonbury next week. What we know about Glastonbury is that it's likely to be a lot warmer, a lot more humid than it has been. Take your sunscreen if you're going, because the sun will be strong when it comes out, but there is the potential for those big storms in the area as well. As I said, there's still some uncertainty, and there's always going to be difficulty pinning down the details as we go and look at these thundery downpours. So the main message at the moment is stay tuned to the very latest. We'll be giving you details of exactly how hot and exactly where that heat is likely to be next week over the coming days. One of the best ways to stay up to date is to follow us on social media.